Hey guys, Brian here. Today we're going to touch base on 3 reasons why you should be getting off the tools on your job site for good. Before I dove into those couple reasons, I kind of wanted to articulate why I wanted to touch base on this. Um, you know, Bottom line, straight to the point. If you're on the tools, you're inadequately not giving yourself the opportunity to grow as an individual, grow as a company, and just build something that has like a strong, lasting, and has like a huge brand presence. Okay, so um, I've had conversations with a couple of people over the years about this as well, and it's been kind of like uniform in terms of like people's buy-in once we kind of articulate the reasons why you should be getting off the tools. So I'm just going to dive right into it with reason number one. The main reason why you should be focusing on getting off the tools is because if you're on them, your income is extremely limited. So what I mean by that is, I think the best way to describe it is let's just hypothetically think that it's just you on the job site. So like, say you're a one-person show and you're just working it all year. You only have realistically about 2,000 hours of your time that you can log, assuming it's typical 40-hour work weeks for the entire year. Okay, so like, sure, you can work overtime and kind of like log a little bit more, but you're eventually gonna be coming to a capacity point, and you yourself can only physically produce so much work in a given year. Okay, so depending on how much you charge for that, your projects, your take-home pay is going to be limited with the ceiling, and I mean, unless you're actually cool and happy with that outcome and the process and all that stuff, that's all on you. But I mean, if you're somebody that really wants to kind of like grow, um, have financial freedom down the road, and just kind of create something that has like a long-lasting brand presence in your marketplace, you can't be on the tools. Okay, even if you add one person onto that, say it's you and one other helper, sure, you're making more money, but you physically being on the tools, you're still not giving yourself the time that you need to grow your company, work on your systems, and document everything. Okay, so again, income being limited, that's my number one because income's everything, honestly. Reason number two that kind of piggybacks off the whole income thing is you're just not growing. Okay, so like, again, I kind of touched on it a little bit already. If you're on your job sites throughout the entire day, actually picking up tools, working on the job, you're kind of like, reducing your opportunity to be working on other things in your business that you could be kind of like, proactively giving back to your business, your customers, your employees in the marketplace. So an example of that would be, if you're on the site, who's out selling the jobs? Who's out getting the work? Like, who's out just kind of just like making sure you're recruiting and sourcing people properly. Sure, you might be able to train people really, really well if you're on the site, on the tools a lot, but there's just too much operationally in the back end as you grow the company that needs to be going on, and you have to be there to make sure it's just growing and like maintaining the quality as you kind of scale that way. So, like, again, just like, it really depends on your overall goal and like what you're trying to get out of it. But unless you're happy with plateauing at a specific income amount every single year, I would strongly suggest getting off the tools just so you can give yourself the opportunity and the extra time to basically allow yourself to work on you, your company, your systems, and your processes. Okay. Um, Actually, before we go on to the third one, last thing I want to say on that process, or on number two, is my biggest takeaway from entrepreneurship, from being in it for a couple years, is you basically gotta document everything you're doing in your company to where like you can systemize it and create a system for a specific portion of that company, say it's operations in general. Um, and then you need to bring people in to work that system, train them to work the system, and then you can leave that bucket and manage them from a distance and continually rinse and repeat that process. That's how you kind of grow a company. But like, you can't do that if you're not there to actually work on the systems and process them to bring people in, just so that they know what to do, how to do, and all that stuff. Okay, but my last reason is it's basically your duty and your responsibility to be successful, to grow, to like bring home more money, to help out your team, to be able to offer more to your team. Like it's extremely selfish to want to just be on the tools and kind of just like plateau. What I mean by that, it's not a positive or negative. It's just you are thinking about you and yourself only with how much you can take home. Um, Whenever I say it's your responsibility and your duty to like grow and get off the tools and work on your company, you just have too much at stake. In my opinion, you have like whether it's you, your family, you have your employees to take care of. Um, just just everything in general kind of piggybacks off of you being able to grow your brand and your presence. And obviously, like the bigger you get, the more money you're bringing in, the more things you can offer to your team. You can promise them year-round work once you get to a certain point, and you could be giving extra like referral program bonuses to your customers. You can kind of have fun with it. You could have parties and stuff to kind of go out and build your team culture. You can go on more family vacations every single year, and at the same time, you can be doing what you love to do. So, again, it's crucial to be getting off the tools if you want to have any growth in your company that you're actually doing the work on. So I think the last thing I want to kind of touch on though is if you're someone who's thinking like, hey, like I actually like doing the work, I enjoy that part, but I still want to grow. I would still kind of like recommend the same thing in the sense that if you physically want to be on the job site doing the work with your team, or at least like present more to where you're like managing more and just kind of being with the guys, that's cool. You just got to kind of have a long-term vision. So like if you want to grow on top of that, then like you still have to systemize everything to be able to leave there for a second, and then you have to do your due diligence to bring somebody else in with you, which I would recommend partnering with somebody who kind of has like the visionary role, who can kind of like work the back end of the company while you're actually doing the operations side. There's millions of ways to make it work, but bottom line is, don't limit your income. You got to grow, and it is your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility, not only for you, but for your family and your team and your customers, to be getting after the tools. So this is Brian again. If you have any questions about anything or you want to talk, just click the link below. I'm here to answer your questions and kind of like, run things by you if you have any questions about that. But thanks again for your time. Thanks for watching. Appreciate that. I will talk to you soon.